Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa. In today's video, I am planning on hopefully making the rest of the journal cards or tags that need to go into this fabric journal and possibly the rest that needs to go in this. But as usual, lofty expectations does not always come out in the end. So we'll see how far we can get. All right, so what I've pulled out is I've got my blank journal cards. A lot of them are master boards, whack and stack. I found this, which was a watercolor painting that I did a while ago. Not really painting. Background. Had a bunch of yellow notes. I thought it would be fun. I found this piece of yellow that was folded together. I thought that would be a fine for a tag. And I had this on my desk, and I found my collage papers, and there's quite a bit of yellow in here, yellow and blues. So I thought I'd cut some of these apart to add for tags, maybe accents or actually whole tags. We'll see how that goes. This is a freebie in my Ko-fi account. If you're new to my channel, there is quite a lot of freebies down in my Ko-fi account, so check out the link below. I'll put those to the side, and I've got my bigger digitals, and I still got my smaller digitals, and I found this in the package, which was one of those cards I made a while ago. So I'm not sure if I'll add this as a little tuck spot or add it as a accent for the tab. We'll see how that goes, but I want to use that for sure today. All right, so I'm thinking I'm just going to kind of go in order, see how far I get. If there's an empty spot that needs a tag, we'll make it. All right, so those two had tags. That is just the fabric flip. All right, this needs a tag, but I think it's going to have to be a specific tag because this pocket swoops inward. So I don't think these big ones are going to fit very well in here. They fit at the top, but I don't know, they would work. That would go in farther, but this would definitely work. Will these work? Now, you're a little bit bigger, aren't you? Oh yeah, just about half an inch, quarter of an inch bigger, so that makes sense why that doesn't fit. All right, well, let's use one of these because I see a lot of these same colors in here. A lot of greens and the golden yellows. Yeah, let's use that one. All right, so first off, I'm going to round this. I'm going to use my bigger rounder, but the smallest hole for it, because I love to round. I definitely, if I make any of these journal card tags, writing spaces, whatever, I would probably say 99% of them are journal cards with rounded edges. Different sizes, but for sure rounded. I don't know, I just like them. Okay, so this is a pocket that goes up and down, but I don't necessarily need something that goes up and down. I think that's too light. That could be fun. Here again are two lights. We got a lady. We got a much bigger lady. All right, let's look at these. That is a maybe. That's a maybe. Oh, I think I like that. Believe it or not. It's got some pinks that are in there. Maybe. Yeah, I say why not. Okay, let's go with that. All right, we're gonna just tear it. And just gonna nip the edges to give it a little bit more of a worn look. Actually, I'm going to cut this a little bit farther in. A little bit of a white border showing. Okay. And then we'll add maybe a ticket to this, or I have also the, oh, I think I like that one. Let's go with that. I have that and and track down a green ticket, because there's a lot of yellows and browns in this, and I think that could be a nice addition. Okay, all right, I have quite the mess going already now, don't I? All right, let's see if I can find a, let's just rip off a page so I don't have to bring my whole glue book over here and start gluing. Yeah, I think I'm definitely pretty close to finishing this yellow journal. And then I believe up next is going to be the orange. Oh, we got a nice goober on there. Orange set of journals. And I've not quite figured out what the second, I have the fabric one as usual, and I always like to do a different second journal, kind of like how I have the flip-flop map journal for this one. Let's put that down there. So quite haven't figured that out yet. So if you have any ideas on something, some sort of interesting type journal that you haven't seen, not that you haven't seen, but obviously you've seen it because you know about it, but different kind of journal that maybe you'd like to see my interpretation on how to do it, I would love to hear. Okay, that works good. That works good. You're too big. Maybe one of mine. We do one of mine. Okay, let's do that. All right, there we go. A little bit clogged, but it's coming. There we go. Kind of like my sink this morning in my bathroom. A little bit clogged. Spent about half an hour trying to run water through it to see if I could loosen it, but I think I'm gonna have to get some drain cleaner for it. Yeah, that works. Maybe some sort of washi tape, boo-boo tape, boo-boo tape, boo-boo tape. Let's use a boo-boo tape. All right, I'm gonna randomly pick a sheet. One sheet, not two sheets. And let's just use that piece. I keep saying to myself I should take these and go cut them apart while I'm watching TV one night, and I keep forgetting to do it. Oh yeah, that's cute. I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot. All right, let's go with that. Appears it had some run-in with some glue earlier in its life. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that off. Might have been on here for a while. Some of it's coming off. Sorry, I'm probably shaking the dickens out of the camera. Yeah, I like it. Okay, one done. And nothing there, nothing needed there. You are taken care of. I don't think there's anything in there, nope. All right, this needs a side tuck. And I actually saw this one earlier with those hearts, those colors sticking out. I thought this would be a good one for this. So, once again, we're gonna round the edges and find something to go on here. I was thinking about making this be my 30-minute race to get some ephemera done, but then I thought, well, no, because it's not as much random ephemera as it is very specific, so there we go. There must have been a piece on the bottom that fell off because I saw the background there. And sometimes when you cut these master boards, there's a really thin piece left over. And it's not always exactly glued right to the end. So, okay, so I want to have that part stick out because keep checking. I got this owl in 2 different varieties. I have it in a harder card that I can make into a journal card on its own, and I have the soft version. I kind of like that. All right, so let's just rip this off right about here. We'll leave that. We'll be able to add that as a piece somewhere probably. And I know it covers up most of this card, but I think it'll be good. And I'll probably add some sort of, maybe a butterfly on top of here. This paper's pretty white, so it could be fun to, let's scrunch it up a little bit and ink some of the corners. Yeah, that's much better. All right, so if I do that, the heart will still show. I think I like that. Bear's Honeydew, even though it does say cigarettes, but these are matchbook covers. But I like that golden color with the hearts, and there's quite a bit of golden color on that paper. So I think it's a good match. All right, let's get the corners off and ink this, and we'll glue these 2 down, and we'll see. I still might add a butterfly up here. I'm thinking I'm still liking that idea. And I'm thinking I lost my glue sheet. Okay. We are definitely in the scrap mess part of the program. Shift that over a little bit so we can see those hearts. Yeah, okay. Let's glue the honey bear down right there. Yeah, that's cute. Okay. All right, let's find a butterfly. Now, I tracked down this book, thanks to Trudy. She had mentioned when I was showing my floral book, she's like, I got a bee book with butterflies. I'm like, you know what? I think I've got that too. It's just got flowers in there too. Not as much as the floral book, but I'm like, I think I have it too. I'm gonna track it down. And I tracked it down. And I'm like, oh gosh, yeah, I definitely need to use this a little bit more. Okay, there's birds. Where are the butterflies? I think they're all the way. Are they all the way in the back? I can start from the back. Oh, yep, there they are. That would be a very nice match to it. But do I want a match or do I want something different? I don't think there's going to be too many. There's butt green on that one. The orange butt. That could be kind of interesting. The wings would stick out. Lots of pretty. Ooh, I like that one. Yeah, I like that one. It's got brown and green, and it really reminds me of this. All right, So I'm gonna just ink the edges. It's not totally white, this background, but it's white-ish. Okay. So thanks, Trudy, for reminding me I had this. Oh, for sure. All right, I'm gonna put just a little glue on here. Don't always trust this sticker book as a sticker. Okay. I do wish it was reversing color, but that's okay. Oh, I like that a lot. All right, a little bit of washi tape down there, or boo-boo tape maybe. One of these darker ones, and maybe a number. Just because there's a lot of words and not a lot of numbers. I'm like trying to keep the end as an end. And I guess going over the words is fine. Okay. Yes, I think a little bitty number. Of course, we go to this book. There we go. Okay. Yes, I like it. I like those dark with that. Very fun. And this one I backed with a thicker paper. When I made it as a, oh, what do you call it? Masterboard. It was an ugly front, but it had this fun paper on the back that looked like a ledger. So I thought I would do that. So let's, oh yeah, that's cute, right? Butterfly sticking out, honeydew. Yep, like it, like it, like it, like it, like it, like it, like it. I think that might have been similar paper to what it was. Okay. All right, let's clean just a little bit to the side here and see what we got going. Okay. All right, so this is all taken care of. This, I think I added on camera. I just tucked that in. That worked well. And that's just a flip. Doesn't need anything. That I put in last time. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it. Yep, I love that one there. Okay, all right, so here is those two tall pockets. So what I did was I took one of my collage digitals and I backed it onto a thinner file folder, and then I actually glued some of the tissue paper from a pattern on the back, and it just gave it a little bit more orangey kind of color, yellowy color. That was kind of fun with the little logo in the center. But I'm thinking that that is probably about all we need for it, maybe. Even though that could be kind of fun. Let me tear that out and see what it looks like by itself. I made these digitals a while ago, but I did make them so that they can be collaged and ripped into reasonable pieces. Like this could be made into a pocket or a journal card or a decoration, or ripped down further. So I tried to segment them out so that they could be, this could be a journal card, or I could do it here, and this could be a decoration. These could be separate. So yeah, so if you hadn't seen that, I just wanted to repoint that out, what I did. So I was thinking about putting these two here. It would cover most of that up, but do a wraparound could be kind of fun. I think I like it. I'm gonna fold it to center and ink where that border was. All right, yep, I think we're gonna do a little bit of a wraparound. And glue that down. I'm thinking I need to order some more of those Yoo-hoo sticks, the bigger ones, but I have a ton of these little guys laying around, and I feel I feel bad not using them. Like, I feel like I should be using them. All right, let's still show part of that. And let's wrap. Okay. All right, I think this needs a little bit more washi tape, and I'm thinking maybe some sort of that teal color could be fun. Just because, oh, and that's more green. That's tealish, looks similar to that. Let's add a little bit of that, just to add something to there. And then I think I'm gonna throw some sort of number down there. Yeah, I think so, or ticket. Nope, number. I was thinking about a label, but the label would have words be very similar to that, so it would be not necessary. And I'm gonna do that. Oh yeah, I like that. I like it. All right, so this is a tall guy, and I figured he would go cute in here because storks stick out. I mean, he would be probably good okay in here too. But I just kind of liked how storks are kind of peeking out. Let me try the center. Now, this is one of the papers from the other journal, and I thought this would be nice to add and decorate this to make a tag with something. Because I think all the other ones I have, all these journal cards are the right width, but they're too short. I needed something taller. So we're going to go with that. Now, the question is, what do I put on there? Not totally a fan of that. Interesting. I do like the owls. Let's see if I can figure out if this owl would work. I don't know, I keep grabbing this stick. This one's too long. This one's a little shorter. I found this a long time ago, actually at a Home Depot. It's called a strong tie. It was by the wood section, and it was like 99 cents. 12 inches, and it rips beautifully. I know there was longer ones and shorter ones, but just in case you're looking for a inexpensive ruler to tear things. I mean, it doesn't give it too rough of an edge, but it definitely gives it a little bit of a rough edge. It could be pretty there. All right, but let's see. All right, so this needs to go here. And then Mr. Owl, we got glue on his head already. Okay, I just want to make sure he wasn't too wide before I ripped him. But I think he's okay. All right, and I put him up there. He would hoot out, which would be kind of fun, for sure. I'm thinking I like that. All right, let's glue that down and then figure out what we can put on the bottom. get a new page. Or part of a page. All right, Mr. Owl. How many licks does it take? Every time I heard that name, Mr. Owl, that's what I think of. Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take? A 1, a 2, a 3. The world may never know. Isn't that funny how some of those things just are stuck in your head if you're of a certain age? But ask me what I had for dinner last night. I'm not sure I can remember. When we got together for Mother's Day, I was talking to my dad and just talking about memory things, and he's like, and I'm like, yeah, I can totally remember my phone number growing up as a child. I got that memorized, and that was, 50 years ago. I barely know my phone number now, and I actually don't know my father's phone number. Couldn't call him if I didn't have my phone, because it's locked in there as a, dad. So it's kind of scary sometimes to think about that. All right, I'm going to make this, because this is skinnier and taller. I chose the smaller rounder. And I think we'll put a little bit of, put some washi tape going down there. And I think we need something. Oh, I just thought of something. All right, I got these. And I had those rulers. And how fun would those be on there? Are you upside down? I think I want the ruler. That might be just still a little too wide. No, I like that one. It's got big, nice numbers. Let's go with that. All right, so these are stickers. And we will put you right there. Oh, I love it. Wonderful. And I think a little bit of boo-boo tape. And I think I'm just going to take a skinny one. All right, so let's get this. There we go. Just want to put it between those two as if they were very subtle but attached. And probably leave that space open that you can, jot something down, write something, right? I don't think I need anything else. Owl Serene. I think so. I like it. All right. You are garbage. Just noticed my art glitter glue does not have its top on it. I gotta track that down next. Oh yeah, look at that. How cute. The owls against the cranes. Storks. And the butterfly. I love it. Okay, let us track down. There you are. Okay. Success so far, I think. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get some of this out of the way. Okay, so those two pockets are done, but I'm thinking that they're kind of plain. I might want to add something to this. Just something a little bit fun, just a little bit of color. All right, I like that. I think I'm going to add that. Oops. Okay. Just adds a little bit of color down there. All right, I think I'm going to add this with some ink. And I think I'm going to put a ticket on top of this one. It's a little bit more expansive. Right. All right, is there an up way? There is an up way. Don't want to put that upside down. Okay, let's put this on there. Yeah, I think that's better. Just has a little bit of something. And no, I think we're okay. But I do have tinier versions of those. With the red and the red, for sure. Okay. I like when a plan comes together, even though it's not a plan. Yeah, I'm definitely more of the fly by the seat of my pants kind of crafter. And I don't have these all, you know, all these videos mapped out like some creators do. Nothing wrong with that, but some of them, I mean, they got everything planned out to a T, and they do a step, and then they edit it, and do a step, and then they edit it, and it ends up beautiful in the end, but you don't always see the heartbreak or the why behind it. That's the kind of videos I like to watch more of, at least especially when I was starting out. Just like when I watch Rachel from Roxy's Creations, when she does her what's in my box, and how she puts, you know, why she decides to put something, and how she goes, and like stuff like that. It's not all pre-planned out. So yeah, I like it. I really like it a lot now, for sure. Okay, moving on. All right, uptucks. Now these are always a challenge to me, but if I start from scratch and then put something on the bottom, it's usually pretty good. So something like this, maybe a big bird or a flower to go with that. So let's, again, start with the basics of rounding my corners. And putting some ink on there. Now I could have went through and rounded all the corners and inked them, but I'm not sure I'm going to use them all. I'm pretty positive I will not use them all, so I did not do that. Not that in the end I wouldn't do it anyway, but all right, I like it that way. So let's find a big flower in my flora book. Again, linked in the description. Last time I checked, it was still on sale, so it's a good deal for how many flowers I don't even know if it says how many flowers you get. 850 stickers. That's a lot of floral. All right, so I want something more clustery, big at the bottom. Right. And the more I flip through these, the more I think I do want a bird. I mean, I'm not against them, but all right, I'm gonna keep this page open to the side, but I'm gonna look through the birds. All right, why do I have a piece of paper in there? I don't know. Probably was holding it for, I used to use these a lot in the Margaret Miller challenges, and I was probably holding it for something in there. Ooh, more owls. Ooh, this is a big sticker. That's a huge sticker. Interesting. Okay. Okay, where are you, my little birdie? Got a falcon, got a duck. I don't think I want long-legged stork. I'm looking for a big, more of a big belly bird. Another owl. That one's kind of cool. It's got the green and the orange. Yeah, I'm going to go with that one. All right, let's ink the edge a little bit. Okay, I think I'm going to probably want to put some sort of paper or something behind him. Because he's going to blend in there. So let's see if we can find some sort of fun paper to put behind him. Membership card to the Lemon Club? I'm not sure about that. Penn State Beaver Field. Wrap the ticket around? Maybe. You're too big. Now, what about something like that with the music? You know, I also have those invoices. Mini invoices. Important message. Calling Doctor Who. Oh, I like you. Okay. All right. Important message. Calling Doctor Who. Saw that too. There's quite a few colors like that. I'm going to keep that out. All right. Let's ink this edge. It is a sticker, so I will put that up there and have the owl down here. Yep, let's do that. I want the owl at the bottom because obviously it's an up tuck. So I'm putting this up high. And again, we'll throw a little glue. Don't want the owl to fly away. Okay, I'm not going to push the bottom down because I'm thinking I want to put a little bit of a... I know this is an orange journal, or not an orange journal, yellow journal, but there's definitely more hints of orange here, and these stars will be fun. Okay. Trim that down, and voila. Yep, I think a little bit of the one of those ice coupons. These are these separate? Yeah, they are. No, they're not. They look like they should be separate, but they're not. So I'm going to cut at the line and I'm going to put this here and I'm going to wrap it around. Okay, but we are going to glue. I mentioned it before, this was made from like a masking tape, and the ink kind of has absorbed to the other side, and I mean it's still sticky, but I'm afraid since the ink kind of absorbed, it might have changed a little bit of the properties of the glue of the tape, so I've been using glue to glue it. That was fun to put on the back, and that was fun to put on the front. And it's just around the corner ever so slightly, so I'm just gonna fix that. Cute. I like it. For sure. Yep. All right, so you are an uptuck. I like it. All right, now I know I have another uptuck on this side, but you know what? I'm not in the mood to make another uptuck. So for right now, we're gonna skip by that and go to this. Now this pocket has one here, and it also has one available back here. So there are two taller pockets. And I think the stuff I have will fit, but a lot of these are too short. But I do have my cutoffs from that other journal that have very similar colors. I could put something like that in there. And this one in there. You might be you're a little too dark for this, it seems. You are the fine colors, but you're a little dark. That could be fun. There's a lot of blue in there. All right, let's go with that one. All right, you're down to here. And we're going to say you're down to about right there. All right. Be able to cut you off. Okay. All right, tall tag, even though the words go sideways, and this one. All right, so let's round corners of this one. And I think I'm actually going to trim this down a little bit. I just noticed that it's not all the way to the edge. So we're just going to trim this down a little. That's what happens sometimes with these whack and stacks, is you go and glue the papers to it, and they don't always go to the edge of the card. So sometimes you have to trim them a little. Okay, let's redo the corners. All right, I think we're gonna do smaller ones with you. There we go. Amazing the difference between the largest one of this, which is 10, And the smallest one really jumps up. Okay, but I digress. All right, just gonna put a little ink so the outside white part is not so white. Okay, all right, so we have two cards for this, and it is definitely on the botanical side. I think I like it on there better. Need to put something up higher for that because it's way in the back. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to glue this on because I do like it. And then we'll figure out what else I want to put on there. You are not the one I need. Seriously? All right, I found it. It was attached to this, and I threw that to the side, so, oh my goodness. All right, glue mostly dried. Let's throw some more on there. That was crazy. I was like, how could I possibly lose that? Okay. Yeah, it had gotten a little stuck. And I threw it over there. All right. So I'm thinking that a big contrasting kind of I might do that. We're gonna keep that to the side. I know the thing goes up and down, but what if I did a wraparound? Colors are beautiful for it, that's for sure. Or do I coordinate it with this one? Still have to do a wraparound, or I make this one a side tuck, a side card. I'm trying to find with that. Let's do that. Okay, I need to find something to go with that one. I really like that color with it. Membership to the Lemon Club, and yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this around. And then we're gonna find something to put above it. Either a flower or a bird. And I actually do have some fruits and vegetables. I'm gonna have to check that out. See if I have actual, maybe some lemons. I know there's this, but that's huge. And I guess I could always cut those lemons out from there. All right, so you're good there, and then you are gonna go onto here. I just need to add a label or something to this. Finish it off. that, there's that. Let's see if we have, all right, I've got these cutouts. I don't know if they're all vegetables. It might have been, I thought there was fruits and vegetables. All right, this is too hard to look. I think that's a lemon. There's a pear. Onion, carrots. It's more of an orange, I think. Pineapple. Banana. All right, I think that looks like a lime. Another lime. That's sort of lemony, but I think that one could work. All right, so I think I'm going to keep it bigger like this. I could cut it down a little bit more, but I think it's okay. And we'll put that up there. Is our membership to the Lemon Club. Destination Pucker. All right, so we're going to cover the bird up. We have a ticket to London, and that's where the lemon ship is. The partnership membership for the Lemon Club. All right, you're hanging off just ever so slightly. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so that's going to go in the far back one. I'm not going to push it down just yet because I want to make sure the lemon sticks. And for this ticket here, this could be all right. I think I'll wrap that number around to the back. Yeah, that's cute on the back. And a little bit of randomly pick some boo-boo tape. Ooh, that is pink on it. I should probably not. I'm not going to do pink. I like the greenish blue. Let's go with that. All right, you are going to go down there, or up there, or whichever you want to call it. I probably will put the ticket facing up. All right, a little hint of glue right there, and one small number going across there. All right, when I said small, I meant small. Okay. All right, there is that. Let's get this out of the way and get these two in their pockets. And then we'll check the time and see how far we've gotten. Thinking about putting that there, just as a decoration. Okay, so this was gonna go in, you go in there, and then you are gonna go in there with the ticket sticking out. Lovely. And you're going to go in there with the blue sticking out. Yep. I love it. Wonderful. All right, I'll save that because I could make a cute journal card too. All right. Oh, I was going to check the time. Okay, it seems like we have gone through our time. So we are going to end with these two as the last one, and we definitely have quite a few left to go. That'll probably work on next week, so which is not too bad. It's still May, and we'll probably finish this up next week. I'm not sure we have too many more to go. I think, yeah, I filled that one. I need a small pocket for that one, which I have stuff. And that one I missed, that up tuck. I filled that one. So actually, I just have one up tuck and the pocket for this one, and then the other journal that needs to get some pockets or tucks filled in. And I have gone through and I've created some cards that just need to be decorated. So we will do those on the next one. So if you want to see how these get finished, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button if you liked the video today. It truly helps the channel and helps me grow. So I really appreciate it when you guys do that for me. All right, well, hopefully this mess wasn't too distracting. And but I feel like we got a lot accomplished, so I'm quite happy with how it came out. All right, that is going to be it for me today. As usual, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye now.